YouTube, Mark Kaufman here, and today I'm going to ask a question that you probably haven't asked yourself in regards to Swiss Army knives. And it's not about the amount of layers that you have, or the size of the knife, or even the setup of the scales if you chose A-locks or Celador. It's actually, should you go the keyring route, or should you go no keyring? Now, I have an ambassador over here and an ambassador over here. A standard, essentially this is a Spartan, but because it doesn't have toothpick and tweezers there, this is called the standard. But this one doesn't have a keyring on the back end, but this Spartan does. Now, these knives, except for this one, are all from the late 80s to the early 90s. And in that time frame and behind all of that time frame, Victorinox actually offered their models either with a keyring, or without a keyring. And for me personally, I find that to be a very intriguing option for a Victorinox knife. Now, Victorinox actually labels the keyring as a function. I do use the keyring only in this predicament when an employee, or I'm not an employee, but a coworker of mine hands me a set of keys that I need to keep track of, and it's usually only one or two, and I don't want those to get mixed with my keys. Sometimes you just don't want to bother with that, so I usually take the keyring off of any of the Swiss Army knives that I have in a drawer or with me at that time, and I put them on that keyring. Now, I don't get that all the time. That's probably once a month to every 3 months that happens. And for me personally, I actually really like the options without the keyring, primarily because of this. You don't have this rattling in your pocket or when you're using the knife. And you also don't have this predicament. When you are holding the knife, now this is a bad example because there's a corkscrew and that's kind of a hot spot, but it was a predicament when it came to the Pioneer X. Pioneer X is very smooth all the way around, but it had a keyring in the back here. And I actually removed that because when I was using this, I would hold it in this orientation, and I was doing thrusting cuts forward and then side to side when I was using it, and this keyring back here was really digging into my palm. Now, it can't be too big of a deal, but also what happens with these is when you are opening the back tool, sometimes it can get caught like that, and then when you're trying to get the keyring, you can't. The other thing that happens, and see it got caught again, other thing that can happen is your awl, in some instances, can land on the keyring, depending on how big the keyring is on your knife. Now, one thing that's great about having the keyring is you can attach it to things, to your backpack, to a satchel, to a tree in the campsite. You may be using it and you've got a lanyard on it and you put it around your neck. In that predicament, I would probably put this around my neck before this one. And so that is a really good system to have. However, for me, I don't ever use that. I don't ever do that. And so for me, I actually find the ones without a keyring to be a little more intriguing, because you really do think of Swiss Army knives with the keyring. It's just something that is built into the knife, especially when the original ones came out. They didn't have the keyring, but later on they had a bail. And for me, I find this to be a staple amongst the Victorinox knives, and that's probably why they don't offer this anymore without the key rings, because this is such a staple. For me, I find these to be intriguing because it's something a little bit different. It's a different construction. It's a different feel in the hand and in the pocket. You don't have a key ring nudging against stuff, getting caught on your keys possibly, or even caught on a thread in your pocket or on the outside of your pocket. if you were using this and had it in like a clip. So for personal reasons, I usually go with the ones without the keyring. Now granted, the majority of my collection that I have, they have the keyring. And that's just something I can't get away from, is because most of these modern knives have the keyring and the older ones don't. So for me, I do kind of hunt for the ones without the keyring, just because it's kind of a nice carry. It's quiet. It's more comfortable. You have a better grip. Better grip. I mean, how much better is this compared to this? I mean, it's the same, but for me personally, it just makes the smallest difference. And for me, that's enough for me to hunt for the ones without the keyring. So just thought about this video, and I was thinking, you know what, this is something I don't really see anybody talk about, so I thought I would. So till the next one, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.